I'm being joined by one of the voice actors from Fallout 4, Joe Ochman. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, man?
Good. It's not the apocalypse yet, but we've
Getting there.
experiencing the pandemic. How's that been treating you?
Yeah, the lucky thing about the pandemic, well, there's no lucky thing about the pandemic, but the lucky thing about voice actors in the pandemic is that if you have some way of recording in a studio, it's been better than one would think under the circumstances. So I've managed to do okay considering, even though I'm hiding out the whole time.
So as a voice actor, you've been doing remote work.
Yeah, I do everything sitting where I'm sitting right now.
Okay, and what does it take to do remote work from your home so you can get your voices out?
You get blankets and you get paper clips and you hook them all up in places where that cover you up and give you a nice I don't have a fancy booth like a lot of people have. I have blankets and paper clips and pillows, and I just sort of put them around me and get it all set up so that it looks like a big fancy booth.
Okay, so voicing from home is an option, but are any fellow voice actors and the cartoons you work with, are they returning to the studio?
People are returning to studio. I'm doing a project in studio right now, much to my nervousness, but I'm doing it. And so it's a combo now. A lot of people recording at home, a lot of people recording in studios.
Okay, we'll return to COVID later. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I do Lost New, a Fallout Snow Globe road trip, and after doing that documentary, where it was just a road trip movie and I play the game as well, I figured, now that I did the road trip part, how about we talk more about Fallout and aspects of it?
Well, Fallout is a road trip.
Yep. So yeah, I know people probably go to Las Vegas for Elvis and gambling. Well, I do it because I'm a Fallout New Vegas fan, and I think, well, the franchise is still around and that's catching on.
Yeah, I've heard that. I did not work on New Vegas, so
of course,
unfortunately.
But I think you still worked on a Fallout game, and
I did,
and you have many. I think you still share that world, Fallout 4.
Yay, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in Fallout 4, you voice characters who are living in vaults, living isolated from the rest of the world, which is, well, in chaos and irradiated.
Which I've been doing for the last 3 years.
There's a character with the children of Adam who, well, they embrace the world around them and call radiation and Adam their god. Let's talk about getting into character. You voice the security guards in Vault 81, and
yes,
these are guys who, well, pretty much stand around, keep the peace, but pretty much everyone in Vault 81, which is more of the controlled vaults, it's probably more of a boring job since everyone.
Too much of nothing.
Yeah, but these are people isolated from the rest of the world and wearing the same clothing. How do you research that, getting that perspective?
Some things you don't necessarily have to research real carefully. And I'm the type of person, I've always frankly been a fan of post-apocalyptic novels and movies and things like that. So all this stuff is, lots of times an actor uses natural rhythms from stuff he knows to do stuff. And this was one of those cases where sometimes where the guy was firm, there are sometimes where he was bored. And that's fairly easy to do no matter what you're wearing. But since I'm a big post-apocalyptic fan, it was kind of easy to slip into that stuff. In Dishonored 2, I got to play guards that ran around and had to fight off big bugs and stuff. So I got to get that kind of action in another game.
You know about playing guards?
It would appear that I've played a lot of guards.
The sole survivor goes to the glowing sea, or ground zero, that turned Boston into an irradiated mess. And you voice a character who's in love with radiation and praises Adam.
A child of the atom.
Called Griffith.
But I do, every apocalyptic society has some population that worships the cause of the apocalypse. So it happens all the time. Usually apocalyptic movies or scripts or games or whatever have a religious element in them.
Morton Joe and the War Boys worship V8.
That good versus evil, the apocalypse has arrived, the biblical apocalypse. So there's always a religious element to pretty much any apocalyptic tale. So there's no surprise there.
When radiation takes over, and radiation is everywhere, we see God is everywhere. Therefore, radiation is our God.
I guess so. That makes sense. Well, I figure it this way. The early man probably watched lightning hit a tree and burst it on fire, and they made a god out of that. So it's not surprising. I think it's an instinctual thing in people to do that. They see something more powerful than them, and they give it a name and they worship it, hoping that they'll get some of that power or be the.
If you look real closely, look at your hand real closely, you can see Adam and Adam and Adam and Adam and Adam.
That's true.
And now we can split the atom and feel, the energy of Adam.
Exactly.
Especially from uranium-238.
Yes, indeed. Let's not do that, okay?
Liam Neeson does the father in Fallout 3.
That's right.
Think you can play the loving dad, father, scientist?
I have played the loving dad, father, scientist many a time, but I didn't do it with Liam Neeson's voice. Let's just keep talking about this apocalyptic stuff.
All right. I know the bombs haven't dropped yet, but I assume you're ready in case the.
I don't know. This is a small apartment. I don't think it's going to survive the bombs, but so far so good with COVID.
Okay. Well, get to know your neighbors. Establish a plan. Okay. So you voice the security guards in the vaults, and there's a character with the children of Adam who, they embrace the world around them.
Yep.
And call radiation and Adam their god. All right. Now, you've had many roles in cartoons, some live action work, plenty of video games, anime. How'd you end up with working with Bethesda?
Well, now that I think about it, I started working with Bethesda because I did a workshop, a casting director workshop thing where I met, where a bunch of us all sit and we work for somebody who's in the industry, and it was Tim Cubison, who was at the time working at Bethesda, and I did it, and he said he told me that my auditions had been coming across his desk and that they were doing very well, but I guess this somehow reminded him, and right after that I started getting fairly regular work in Bethesda projects.
Okay, have you voiced other Bethesda projects?
I have indeed. What have I done? Jeez, put me on the spot. See the research I forgot to do to remind myself.
I know they have Starfield coming up.
It wasn't no, we're talking about years ago. I haven't worked for Bethesda for a while, but around the time of Fallout 4, I was doing whatever the heck came out.
Okay.
I believe Life is Strange. Bethesda?
Oh yeah, Life is Strange. I think that was with Square Enix. You did the Chloe's father figure.
Yeah, Chloe's father. I'm a professional Chloe's father. I play Chloe's father in Life is Strange, and I play Chloe's father in Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, which is a French cartoon show that's quite popular. So I'm a professional Chloe's father. That's what I do for a living. Right. But yeah, I did a bunch of Bethesda games. The Evil Within, I think, was Bethesda. There were a few. There's maybe 4 or 5 at the time that I did.
Now you brought up father figures. Liam Neeson does the father in Fallout 3.
That's right.
Think you can play the loving dad, father, scientist?
I have played the loving dad, father, scientist many a time, but I didn't do it with Liam Neeson's voice.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that was before Liam Neeson. I think that was around the time he was doing action movies. He was more of a dramatic actor, but now we think of Liam Neeson being typecast in thriller shooter movies. But
yeah, he's the guy that's always trying to rescue his daughter or his wife or somebody.
Yeah, it's not just Taken, but there's a lot of movies like that he's in.
Yeah, he did about 10 of them.
Yeah.
Well, when you get to an age and suddenly people want you to be an action star and you don't expect to be an action star at that age, you run with it.
I think it's growing up as a grandson of a Holocaust survivor, we know him as Oscar Schindler.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
He's a wonderful actor.
Yes,
actually, the first time I think we all saw him. What was the film that he did? Oh gosh, there was the haunted house film where he was a ghost. And I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I can't think of it either, but while you're thinking,
we'll find it. You'll look it up and put it on a little thing when you edit this.
Okay, he had a small part in the movie Kroll, and we watched that with the riff tracks, me and my mother.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It is a weird movie.
Hey, there's a lot of weird movies out there.
Okay, so that's how you end up with Bethesda. Speaking of workshops, I remember Wally Wingert doing a workshop of sorts at a Comic-Con years ago. That was fun. He gives exercises, and he's still. Are you still doing workshops or planning on doing that?
I haven't done a workshop in a while. Oh, wait a minute. I got to show you something if I can find it quickly.
Okay, well, I know you can.
No, it's not. I have a Wally Wingert doll.
Wow.
That I got from Wally Wingert, and it's right up here somewhere, and I can't find a sound back with it. But there is a Wally Wingert doll out there, just so you know.
Okay, thanks.
See, if we had known we were talking about Wally Wingert, I would have had it handy. But
well, I just write my topics, and then we just go into other stuff.
That's the way it should go. I like it on the fly, not knowing where we're going to go. It's more fun this way.
Okay, so looks like you know about playing guards.
It would appear that I've played a lot of guards.
All right.
In anime and in video games, tons of them.
Okay, well, one popular meme is used to be an adventure, but I got the arrow in the knee from another Bethesda game. Do you have any? Can you be the role of any guard and be like, got a story?
Well, like I said, in Fallout 4, there's not much stories because I was a boring guard in Vault 81 when I was bored all the time. There's not much there story-wise, but like I said, the Dishonored 2 was fun because it was a bunch of guards who go into this warehouse that sort of and things move around, like the walls move around and stairs move around and stuff, and there's these big black evil things that eat us, and that's always fun. It's fun to play that kind of actiony stuff. Action stuff is fun.
Okay, well, that's enough about guards. And in fact, I talked with OG Banks a while back, who played one of the citizens of Vault 81.
I saw the OG, so a little OG Banks clip.
Yes, I showed you that. All right. So yeah, it looks like you're all in the vault together.
Yep, we're all hiding in the vault.
All right, now let's move on to one of your other roles. A different role than a guard in a warm vault. The sole survivor goes to the glowing sea, or ground zero, for the nuclear warhead that turned Boston into an irradiated mess. Something we don't see in Fallout 3 or 76. The ground zero, like we see in the glowing sea, they must have landed somewhere, but who knows? Maybe erosion may have covered these detonation sites. But in Fallout 4, it's still there, and you voice a character who's in love with radiation and praises Adam.
A child of the atom.
Yes, he's called Griffith, but we've been having some debate about that earlier. But yeah,
yes, not sure.
Child of the atom.
One of the things about being a voice guy is sometimes you don't, especially in video games and in anime, those are the two places it happens, is you often don't know what you played. Mm-hmm. You often will do something and afterwards you say, I mean, I know I was a child of the atom. I remember doing it, but I don't remember having a name. And so yay, I have a name. Cool.
Yeah, I can imagine they can call you in, voice this, and then assign you another name to this voice you did, and you only know it later.
It's quite possible. They don't. We don't know for the most part when we go into games. We have no idea what's going to happen and what we're doing there. We get the script when we get there, and it's because everything is top secret. So it's kind of so you kind of get thrown into the pool, or you get thrown into the crater in this case.
The crater, indeed.
Yes, but I do. Every apocalyptic society has some population that worships the cause of the apocalypse.
Yes, Immortan Joe and the War Boys worship V8.
Yep. So it happens all the time. I did a couple of games where I was the type of person that was like a big supporter of whatever, some zombie thing where I was, the zombies, they're cool. That kind of, I've done a couple of those kind of things.
We're always fearing when the doomsday clock hits midnight. Yeah.
Let's just keep talking about this apocalyptic stuff.
Well, yeah,
who knows what can happen?
Well, that's what happens when we talk Fallout. You talk about Fallout, the people.
It's true. It's true. It's very true. It's an interesting landscape to explore.
Yeah, it is. There's always a surprise. Like I've talked about, people want there to be a New Vegas too, but I'm like, no. You can give Obsidian a Fallout game, but pick another city. We've done Fallout New Vegas before. Let's start fresh, explore new territory.
Well, Fallout is such a large open world game that they can go anywhere. You can go any darn place you want.
Yeah, but people are saying they want New Vegas too, but we've already explored New Vegas so it's
Well,
kind of in their territory.
why not give them both, Max? Give them a little New Vegas two. Give them a little
Okay.
Cincinnati one. You know, come on.
Okay, how about Fallout Phoenix? And okay, how about we just add New Vegas as a DLC or something?
Well, now you know more. It seems to me that is there a Fallout LA?
There's no Fallout LA, though I actually last year I went around Los Angeles leaving bobbleheads behind for people to find. Yes, I have
You're a
videos on that.
Fallout guy.
Though probably the first Fallout takes place near that area. But yeah, they could return to they could really do Fallout Los Angeles.
Yeah, they could do. Lord knows there'd be plenty of territory.
Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 and San Andreas take place in it's not Los Angeles, but very similar.
It's Los Angeles-esque.
Yes.
And if Dead Island 2 ever comes out, that's supposed to be Los Angeles and the California coast.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot there's a lot. Los Angeles can be it can be a video game setting across many games.
Hey, the entire movie industry depended on Los Angeles for decades before they
does.
realized how many great locations they could go to.
Okay, this has been a fun talk. COVID still around, so things are getting better. We've been living with it for about 2 years. Anything you want to say? How COVID has affected your career from the pandemic started to about now?
It's affected my whole life. Before COVID, I was a guy who was very rarely in my apartment. Was doing all his jobs out in studios out there and running around and doing stuff all the time. I was very rarely ever home. Now I've done 90% of the jobs that I've done as a voice actor here. In the early days, I turned down a couple of movie parts, live action, because I was worried about COVID safety. And I basically spend, I don't go out to restaurants anymore. I don't go shopping anymore. I do everything pretty much here. And I go out, I go ride around and see the world and do things, but it's changed the entire way my life works. And that's in some cases to the bad and in some cases to the good.
All right. So, and do you see this for the next year or so?
Yeah, we're not over yet. Cases in LA are rising at the moment. And it's, and you can see, I think the instinct to go out and get rid of this very annoying, these very annoying strictures on our lives, wearing masks, not being close, not interacting with people as much. I think that's going to weigh on people in a way that when they do get some freedom, they're going to go a little wild with it. And I tend to exercise a little more caution than that, just because I don't want to do, I'm free, run, and suddenly find myself sick.
All right. Well,
so I'm just inching out a little more carefully than some. Right. And I'm still working from my house. So once again, I've done over 100 jobs sitting here on my bed. So it's kind of nice.
Well, it's good to work from home. 2 years ago, things had to shut down for a bit to curb the virus, and now we have the vaccines out, and now we have the means to prevent ourselves from.
It didn't shut down for people because we could work from home. It was really quite. It was the one area of acting that was actually thriving during COVID.
All right, so that means you had to shift from the studio to your home.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I think like I said, things did have to shut down for a while to curb the virus until the vaccines can roll out.
Yep.
Now vaccines are out, but there's still those people who won't take them.
And there's variants that can get through them now that did not exist when the vaccine came out. So that's changed the you won't catch COVID to you'll catch a less serious version of COVID.
Yes. But still, even the vaccines are just meant to, they don't keep virus away. They just lessen the symptoms. So you can test positive for a day or so.
Yeah, that would appear that, they keep it, they keep people, they keep older people who are overweight like me out of the hospital.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, but, now they've been out for over a year. If someone goes to the hospital over it, they had their chance to prevent it.
Yeah, there are they certainly have preventatives now, and they have things that they can do to help now that they didn't have that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm no scientist, even though I'm wearing a science t-shirt, but.
Right. Well, even though vaccines are proven to work, people still have their doubts and conspiracy theories, and I don't want to get too far into.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go for those
weeds. Into those routes. We don't want to attract that kind of attention, but all we can say is we are pro-vaccine and we advise people to take them. They are safe.
I always tell people that I'm not the biggest taker of drugs and pharmaceuticals, and so when this, I had to weigh risk, and I decided that the risk of those things was not as bad as the risk of COVID for me. So that's what made my decision for me. I just try to keep it logical all the time.
So you are vaccinated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, all right. One more thing. I want to show you something.
Shall we sing while he's off?
In a moment, you might.
He's coming.
Yes, and you know Jeff Burns. He says hello.
Jeff. Good guy, Jeff Burns.
Oh, yes, he's got his demo. I think he's got one almost ready, so you might see him a bit more.
Yep, it's a possibility. Look at that.
Hello, Joe. Oh, you're vaccinated. Oh, I can't get to you.
You are, look at that. You are the coronavirus. Look at you. That's fucked.
Oh, you're going to have an easy time breathing because of the vaccine. Oh, but you'll have that 5G communist autistic microchips through you.
Well, yeah, I keep waiting for Bill Gates to start talking to me, and he just won't. And it's really beginning to make me mad. I was promised nanochips, and I want them.
Yes, Emperor Gates wishes you the best in nanochips.
I want my Gates nanochip. I want Gates to talk to me. I have things to ask him.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask him if I can borrow some money. He's rich.
Oh, don't worry. He's doing those research to put the vaccines and the microchips in everybody. Don't worry. His money's going to good.
I want those microchips in me. I can't wait.
You already do. You got the vaccine.
Yay.
They were in the,
but he hasn't.
The microchips are in the vaccines and the ivermectin. They cover all the bases.
He's not influencing my behavior yet, and it's really beginning to make me mad. I want to be influenced.
He doesn't know how to influence. He just he could, he just doesn't know how to do it yet.
So what you're telling me is he's just putting stuff in there for the heck of it.
Yes. He's like, oh, don't worry. He wants everyone to live. He's a humanitarian, but even but at the same time, okay, just in case, what should I do when I turn on the microchips?
Or maybe he's going, well, I'm going to give them all a better life, and then I'm going to watch what they do for my chips. All right. Always look, look, Max has a new costume. That's really cool. He's probably enjoying it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Ochman, for taking this time to speak with me. I enjoyed it.
My pleasure.
There'll be an upcoming documentary about a follow-up to Lost New, a Fallout Snow Globe road trip, which maybe you did watch.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, just saw the clips you sent me, the little things you sent me.
Okay, it's on YouTube. It's just me running around Las Vegas, leaving snow globes. I had to stop at Wasteland Weekend, and then I stopped around.
You did that. I love the fact that you did that. Yes. And Ellen Dubin says, anytime you want to interview her, you go ahead and contact her.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I will. So yes.
Hey, Alana Secord and Ali Fillmore in one room.
Okay, well, anyway, later this year, actually next month, Good Springs will have their Fallout party on July 8th in the Pioneer Saloon. If you want to say hi,
I will not be there because it's a group.
Okay, well,
activity.
Okay, maybe I'll put together a thank you card or something. Thank you, Joe.
Yep. Well, congratulations on getting that, and congratulations on getting that
yes.
the first documentary out there. Good work, man.
Yes, won the Marvels of Media Award, which is presented by Museum of the Moving Image in New York. Okay, and I'll get interviews with whoever, and I'll see where this next documentary will go, and the next Fallout road trip for snow globes, or I leave snow globes behind. That'll be in November, around the time of the Nellis Air Force Base air show.
Excellent. Well done.
Let's see how close I can get to the barracks in Nellis.
That'll be good.
Okay, stop recording. Thank you for speaking to me, Joe Ochman.
My pleasure.
All right, keep on. All right, keep giving us voices.
I will. You keep giving us documentaries.
Yes, after the second Fallout documentary, who knows what the next one will be?
Who knows? Maybe it won't be Fallout. Maybe it'll be something else.
Could be.
You must have another game that you're crazy over.
Well, I integrate Rainbow Six Vegas. I do a thing where here's a thing where you can shoot a can of Axe body spray and Fallout. I'm not Rainbow Six Vegas. And yes, since I do a thing, and since Grand Theft Auto San Andreas takes place in a Los Angeles-like city, well, I do a thing where I spray paint in certain places. But really, I just put up a 3D printed fixture of a gang, and I'll be like,
well, then you can.
Then I'm like, do I want to do this 99 more times? No.
Well, then you can go on your off the game and into Army of the Dead moment, and you could since that takes place in Vegas, and you can have some fun with Army of the Dead.
Whoa, there. Let's not go into movie territory here. Then I got to do The Hangover and Viva Las Vegas and Leaving Las Vegas.
Then you'll never get any sleep.
Indeed. I know all these Vegas movies, and I'm already referencing Fear and Loathing. I'm probably going to do that enough. Do enough of Fear and Loathing since, Hunter S. Thompson doesn't hold back on what he thought about Vegas at the time.
Well, the best of luck with all of it.
Sure, The Hangover and those movies may show the good and bad, but Hunter S. Thompson, well, I think he's giving his personal and honest opinion there. Which,
a more nuanced, emotionally charged opinion.
Yes.
Would be the way to think about it.
Yes. That's
with lots of dry humor.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
My pleasure.
Okay.
You take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Stay safe.
You too.